almost nothing in the first 28 years later is actually necessary for this. Like, you need to kind of know who Spike is, you kind of need to know who the Doctor is, but that's about it. Like, most of the plot points are not really all that relevant. In this one, in our review of 28 Years Later, I said it was the most sophisticated zombie story that I'd ever seen. And that was mostly based on that sequence towards the end where Spike says goodbye to his mother and Dr. Kelson helps them grieve and say goodbye. I still stand by that is a very good, very strong scene. It's still one of the most emotionally mature and sophisticated things I've seen in a zombie movie or in general. I think this movie is better. One thing I really liked about it was how it's not really about Spike. Spike is kind of a protagonist who's not a protagonist, and that he doesn't have any agency. He just sits there and watches. But what he sees and what he learns is important. That is why that is not a storytelling mistake, but rather what this is you basically have two visions of what humanity is or could be, kind of fighting it out and leading through example and showing by their example. And I have a feeling that will go full circle in the third part when Spike acts on what he has learned and what he has seen. And so we have Dr. Kelson, who has never given up caring about people, helping people, even to the point of trying to cure a zombie that's trying to kill him. And you have Jimmy, who is pure destruction. Like, he does nothing constructive with his life. He has never built anything. He has never made anything better. He only keeps taking and destroying and corrupting. And those two are kind of the two sides of humanity. And I think that is kind of profound. And it kind of ties back into something I've been missing since the very first movie, which is that 28 Days Later was one of the most optimistic zombie movies because it was all about how this was a temporary crisis and you can rebuild afterwards, and humanity has it in itself to be better and to rebuild and to build things and to work towards a better future. And that is on trial here in this movie. That is pushed to the limit, and that is backed into a corner and made to fight for its own survival. That, I think, is deep, and that, I think, is a fascinating story to watch. And it's not, like, for the most part, it's not very preachy about it. It just takes two characters that have completely diametrically opposed attitudes towards life and what you should do with your life and how you should engage with other people, and then just do what they think is right. And then you are left to watch, to judge them, to see what is better. And since they both die at the end, the movie does not make it very clear what I mean, it's obviously clear who the more sympathetic person is, but it's not like the good guys just triumph in the end because they're good. Everybody dies in the end, and life kind of goes on. And then the next generation has to make a choice on which example to follow. And that is ultimately what this movie is about. And I think it does that exceptionally well. I think it's probably the best one in the series at this point.